Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So I want to talk to you about what I'm calling while the world chokes on the red pill, because this is what I believe we're witnessing. We're seeing this happen. And I am talking about the election of Trump and the attitude and the sensibilities and the behavior that he brings to our public discourse. You know, the media is they're up in arms, right? You know, the left-wing liberal globalist media is, they're going crazy. They're losing it. They're choking on the red pill. And their followers of identity politics, they're choking on the red pill too, but in a slightly different way. And the true global elites who have been running this show for the last 40 or 50 years, they're not choking on this red pill. They're aware of what's happening and their responses and what they should do, how they should bide their time. But I, Howard Dare, am taking a fair amount of pleasure in witnessing this shift in the public mindset. Now, I know that a great many of my MGTOW brothers would say, Howard, this is not MGTOW, men going their own way. But I have always asserted and argued that indeed it is, that what we have been witnessing are female gynocentric sensibilities, a mindset, a worldview, a metaphysical outlook on the nature of reality. And it has been dominating our lives, our reality, our discourse, what we do, our priorities in life. For indeed, that is what happens. Once you have a particular metaphysical view of what the universe is, and you believe that it's true, that's your epistemology, now it becomes incumbent upon you to decide how to behave, what to do. If this is what's going on and you know it's true, then what are you going to do? How are you going to behave? So indeed, this female gynocentric, self-serving, narcissistic, manipulative, abusive, anti-life metaphysical outlook, has permeated our public discourse, our sensibilities, our reality, our ethical code, the function of our institutions. That's how it works. That's why it's important. That's why philosophy, your outlook, matters. And these are gynocentric, female, feminist, manipulative, narcissist modes of behavior, ways of looking at the world. And they have dominated how we interact. And it's not just women. It's men who buy into this same bullshit. It's their blue pill simps who institute it. And it's not just some guy saying, yeah, honey, we can watch your stupid little soap opera. No, it's more than that. It's judges, it's police officers, it's doctors saying, yeah, we'll do what you think is right, honey. Because I know that if we don't, that you're going to pitch a fit. So this is narcissistic manipulation and control and guilt and shame. That's what's been controlling us. Now you have somebody like Trump who says, no, I'm not going along with this bullshit. I'm not buying into it. Your worldview of, us feeding people on the other side of the world to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars when they just get fat, or rather, their problems are not our problems, That's the truth of it. We have our own problems. And how refreshing it is for us to be getting back to looking after those problems, and how upsetting it is to this narcissistic feminine mindset and how upset they are. Recognize there's levels to this, all right? At the bottom level, and this is where you and I are interacting for the most part, certainly me, what we've got are the useful idiots, are the people who bought into these identity politics for whatever reasons, and they don't even necessarily know that they're doing it. They just know that this represents the path of least resistance, playing the victim, And that, of course, means you're scapegoating, that you're finding somebody to blame as your oppressor. And that means the native male population. That means whoever built the system around you. These are the sensibilities that have been dominating and controlling us. On the bottom level, the useful idiots, the people who buy into it and go along with it. They have their reasons. It's usually related to weakness, though. It's usually a fragile ego. It's usually a sense of wanting to belong. It's not even differentiated by male, female. It's more differentiated by kind of internal strength, a willingness to believe in yourself, or even just the idea that you were raised in that type of an environment. You put a rat into a bucket, and provided it's not too big, that rat will get himself out of the bucket. He'll do everything he can to get out of that bucket. But if the rats are born in the bucket, okay, they don't really try to get out of the bucket. They don't know that there's an option for them out there to be free and to be independent. They simply don't know it. Okay, so we've got people raised in this environment who honestly think that to question a woman's sensibilities, in her leadership is somehow inherently wrong. When you know that somehow inherently that it is a misguided set of intentions, that it's too self-serving, that it's too based on weakness and fear and manipulation. Okay, so when Trump gets the public approval, starts getting things done, it is the red pill. It is the assertion. It is the evidential truth that no, your feminine guilt, shame, manipulation, emotional abuse, constant neglect, self-serving is not an effective way to move forward. I delight in seeing the people coming to this realization, even though I know it's very painful and they don't really understand what's going on. And as I said, it's not male, female. Plenty of men fall right into this and they start slandering and attacking people's reputations. They behave like women, and not in a good way. And since they don't have any attractiveness, you know what I mean? It's completely misguided and they don't know it. But again, they were born in the bucket. They have no concept of life outside of the bucket. So these are the people around. These are the people around you right now. They're freaking out because they can't, using their guilt, their shame, they're attacking on your moral and ethical presumptions on the nature of reality. Their ability to do that is slipping away from them. This is their only sense of control. Okay, either you're a strong, independent person who can get things done, or you're a weak, manipulative person who is surviving on the good grace of the strong, capable person, right? And when such a person starts to lose their control, I mean, that's an existential crisis right there. That's serious. That's why it's almost impossible for you to deal with a narcissist. And the narcissist doesn't even know in many cases that they are a narcissist. So it's very tricky. Okay. On the next level, you've got people that are in the media and strong influencers. No, not like me. And they have a sense of what's going on. Okay. But they're not connected. They're following orders. They're doing their jobs. They're like the officers, in a military operation. They're not the enlisted. They're not the soldiers. They're the people who give them orders. They're freaking out too. They don't know what to do. They're trying a lot of stuff. They're spinning their wheels. They're kicking up a lot of dirt. And yeah, it's nice to see it, right? It's nice to see when the power slips away from the narcissist. And understand it's happening in your individual life, the people you interact with at the office, at the supermarket, the people you walk past in parking lots. Recognize the Karen behavioral characteristic is becoming less and less effective, right? That's a good thing. They're still out there. They're still using these tactics, gaslighting, guilt, shame, playing on your sense of obligation, playing on your desire to be, to fit in, to be part of the group, right? So they're losing it. Now, above that second level, you have your true globalist elites. You have the people that are controlling the people who are running for office. You have the large moneyed interests that are interacting and prefer to interact on a globalist level. Right? Oh, here's my view on the whole Trump tariff situation. The other countries that we trade with, that we try to send our goods to, are already tariffing us, to the probably an average of like 250%. Okay. So any product that we try to sell over there, in their market that, should be for $100 is, coming out at $250, $350. So our products don't sell in their markets, but because of us being fair and open-minded, their products get to come into our market largely, free. And their products, therefore, even within our own markets, sell like crazy. And that money goes back to their country and back to their companies that built those products. And they get to build up and hire more people and become more innovative. And their people, their population, their workers get to have more money. And we get to have their cheap goods, but we get to have less and less of a future. Less and less of an infrastructure to support us, less and less of being able to rely on our own strength. Remember, what I was talking about earlier, this creates a sense of codependency. The people that are, the codependents might not even recognize it. So we're breaking out of that, so it really is your product sells in my market for $100, but my product, has to sell in your market for $250. So then Trump steps up and says, look, I'm going to put a 10, 15, 25% tariff on your products to try to balance this out. And then they say, well, then we'll put another 50% onto your product. But our product is already tariffed at, this ridiculous rate that makes it impossible to interact in their market. So it really is like dealing with a manipulative, hateful child. And it's refreshing, to see that that the guilt and the shame is unable to control us. And we're finally asserting our sense of fair play. And we'll get to see what the world is like when it's governed by fair, decent goodwill. Okay. And if you don't respect that, then you don't do business with us. And we will bear the cost. We will bear the price of having goods that are a little bit more expensive for a little while. So that's how I see that. That's what I think is going on there. This is America trying to step out from under the narcissistic, feminized control of the global elites and to assert, again, our own industry, manufacturing, production, and indeed military power, technological power, innovative power, masculine power. And we don't have to be ashamed of it. And we don't have to apologize for it. And we don't have to cover it up. And this is the cycle of what I'm talking about that's happening. Okay. So I think, as men, we should join in, right? We should take this bit of encouragement and run with it and build with it, right? We're breaking new ground here. So indeed, the elites have no clothes. That's what's going on. The manipulative, feminized, gynocentric monstrosity that's been controlling our interpersonal interactions, our institutional, our workplace interactions, our entire ethical system is being exposed as the self-serving, manipulative, destructive, hateful, weak tactics of a codependent. And, it really has sapped our strength and crippled us, for indeed, that's what it's set up to do. This is how the narcissist maintains control, that we've come to this point, and our kindness, our tolerance is, of course, interpreted as weakness. You understand how that works, right? You can't be kind and fair to somebody who's manipulating you and trying to control you and holds you in low regard. For to do so is to devalue yourself in their eyes and eventually in your own eyes. No, you have to learn to assert your boundaries. You have to stand up for what you believe is right, not forcing it on anybody else. But this is your reality. And when they see that you can do that, they've lost control and they start to freak out and they start to use more and more tactics, like representing you as a Nazi or a fascist in the media. And they know that it's untrue. And the people listening to it, to a degree, many of them know that it's untrue. And they delight in that because that is a form of power, isn't it? You can assert something that isn't even true and your people will go along with you. Aha, that's a good feeling. But of course, in this case, it's maladaptive. Okay, so I think you understand what I'm kind of talking about, what we're witnessing, what we're seeing, and perhaps this gives you some ideas as to where you should go with it, and what to guard against and things like that. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate. Please find my Cash App donation link and do anything you can for the Howard Dare channel. I'm trying to do the right thing here. I could play, I could, make reactionary videos. I could come on here and vent my emotions and get people worked up, but I'm trying to do the right thing. As I see it, right? But being true to ourselves. So if the message resonates with you, I could really use a little bit of help, and anything would help. For indeed, it's always a good time to, to give validation where it's worthy. See, this is what I'm talking about. Goodwill. When you do the good and the right thing with somebody who is also trying to do the good and the right thing, you build a future. You build a bridge. You create, a good future. It's like, here's a man trying to build a house. It's like, well, let me give him a hand. I'm not doing anything right now. So a house right there would look good. And hopefully he takes it the right way. He understands what I'm doing. But for somebody else who is manipulating and trying to get something and doesn't respect you, your values, they don't have a positive goal in the future to help them, okay, to help that narcissist, to help that person who's pitching an emotional fit because they want to keep control of a situation, to help them, empowers them to become sicker, weakens you to resist it and set up your own boundaries. So, that's what I'm talking about. Now, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, donate, and join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.